Welcome back. We are on, Tuesday. We're on the second half of Chapter 7. We left off with the first half of Chapter 7. Remember, Fudge had gotten into Peter's room and he ruined their project that they were making for their report. So we're going to read the second half of Chapter 7. It starts off just like this. The next day while I was at school, my mother bought a new yellow poster board. The hard part was explaining to Jimmy that we had to start all over again. He was a good sport about it. He said this time he'd make sure his truck didn't look like a flying train. And I said this time I'd make pencil marks first to make sure that my letters didn't go uphill. Our committee met that afternoon. Sheila didn't mention the last time. Neither did we. Me and Jimmy worked on the poster while Sheila copied our written work into the booklet. We'd been ready to give our oral report to the class on Monday. We'd be ready to give our oral report to the class on Monday. Not like some committees who haven't even started yet. By 5 o'clock, we had finished our poster and Sheila was almost done with the cover of our booklet. Jimmy walked over and stood behind her, watching her work. After a minute, he yelled, "What do you think you're doing, Sheila?" I got up from the floor and joined him at my desk. I took a look at the cover. It was pretty nice. It said, "Transportation in the City." And then under it said, by Sheila Tubman, Peter Hatcher, and James Fargo. And under that, in really small letters, it said, handwritten by Miss Sheila Tubman. Now I knew why Jimmy was mad. "Oh, no," I said, holding my hand to my head. "How could you?" Sheila didn't say anything. "It's not fair," I told her. We didn't put our names on the poster." "But the cover's all done," Sheila said. "Can't you see that? I'll never get the letters so straight again. It looks perfect." "Oh, no," Jimmy shouted. "We are not handing that booklet in like that. I'll rip it up before I let you do it." He grabbed the booklet and threatened to tear it in half. Sheila screamed, "You wouldn't! I'll kill you! Give it back to me, Jimmy Fargo!" She was ready to cry. I knew Jimmy wouldn't tear it up, but I didn't say so. "Peter, make him give it back." "Will you take off that line about your handwriting?" I asked. "I can't. It'll ruin the booklet." "Well, then I think you should rip it up," I said. Sheila stamped her foot. "No! I hate you both!" "You don't really," I told her. "You just think you do." "No, I know I do," Sheila cried. "That's because you're angry right now," I said. I couldn't help smiling. Sheila jumped up and tried to get the booklet. Jimmy held it up over his head. He's much taller than Sheila. She had no chance at all. Finally, she sat down and whispered, "I give up. You win. I'll take my name off." "You promise?" Jimmy asked. "I promise," Sheila said. Jimmy set the booklet down on the desk in front of Sheila. He said, "Okay, start." "Well, I'm not going to make a whole new cover," Sheila said. "What I'll do is I'll turn this bottom line into a decoration." She picked up a magic marker and made little flowers out of the words. Soon, handwritten by Miss Sheila Tubman turned into 16 small little flowers. "There," Sheila said, "it's done." "Yeah, it looks pretty good," I told her. "It would have looked better without those flowers," Jimmy said, "but at least it's fair now." That night I showed my mother and my father our new poster. They thought it was great, especially our silver sparkle airplane. My mother put the poster on top of the refrigerator so it would be safe until the next day when I would take it to school. Now I had nothing to worry about. Sheila had the booklet, the poster was safe, and our committee was finished before schedule. I went into my room to relax. Fudge was just sitting there on the floor near my bed. A shoebox full of supplies was in front of him. His face was a big mess of magic marker colors, and he was using my extra sharp scissors to snip away at his hair. And the hair he snipped was dropping onto Dribble's bowl, which he had in front of him on the floor. "See," he said. "See, Fudge? Fudgy's got a haircut." That night I found out that hair doesn't hurt my turtle. I picked off every strand from his shell. I cleaned out his bowl, washed off his rocks. He seemed happy. Two things happened the next day. One was my mother had to take Fudge to the real barber to do something about his hair. He had plenty left in the back, but just about nothing left up on front and up on top. The barber said there wasn't much he could do until the hair grew back. Between his fangs and his hair, he was getting funnier looking every day. The second was my father came home with a chain latch for my bedroom door. I could reach it when I stood on my tiptoe, but my brother of mine, he couldn't reach it at all, no matter what. Our committee was the first to give its report. Ms. Haver said we did a super job. She liked our poster a lot. She thought the Silver Sparkle airplane was the best. The only thing she asked us was, how come we included a picture of a flying train? We'll read chapter 8, or we'll start chapter 8 tomorrow.